It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning for this young lady.
Yeah.
Is it really almost 5 o'clock?
Yeah, it just turned 5. It's 5:01. Right?
That's right. You're on Iwa Beach in Hawaii.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Bright and early here.
You know, we never think about that. Now, did you guys switch the clocks back at all?
I don't think so. No, we didn't.
Lucky you. I mean, although we gained an hour of sleep, we've lost an hour of sunlight. That's the downside of all this thing called daylight savings time.
We don't have daylight savings, which is so crazy.
I'm so jealous.
Wow.
So I got to ask somebody from Hawaii. We all dream of going to Hawaii, but does somebody from Hawaii dream of going to California?
Yes, I honestly haven't gone off island till I was like around 14, 15 years old. And that was to pursue singing. So every time I go up to LA was to pursue singing. And I feel like California has so much opportunities for singing. So it was always one of my dreams to go up. And when I finally went up, I was like, oh my gosh, this place has so much things to do. It's huge. And you don't even know how excited I was to be there.
Wow. You talk about being 14 years old, trying to get that music job. I got to ask you this question because I knew I was going to be in radio when I was 10 years old. I built a radio station in my bedroom and everything that I did in school was based 100% on building a radio career. How did you find your focus at such an early age to say, I am a musician and I will grow at such an early age?
So my mom's side is very musically talented. So I've always been around music, but my parents saw that like I really enjoyed it. So they put me in vocal lessons around the age of 6. And then I started performing at 7 and I'm like, okay, this is it. I really just love the feeling of performing for people and just singing on stage. So I continued to pursue it and did a lot of gigs. I did musicals. I did worship services, competitions, which helped me love singing even more. And then now I'm on The Voice, which is crazy, the biggest competition ever.
Singing in those worship services, that's got to be very different because when you walk into a church, there's a lot of reverb in there. How do you deal with all of that sound?
Honestly, I really, really like it. It's so beautiful. I love the sound. Church is one of my favorite places to sing at because of the acoustics and the emotion and the feels that I feel in the church. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm here in the South, and we get kind of crazy inside our churches, waving our hands in the air and dancing and singing out loud and everything like that. Are you the same in Hawaii?
Yes. I'm like the one to raise my hand and just sing. And,
Well, yeah, a lot of people think that's kind of crazy, but it's like when you sit down with them and you say, hey, look, there's a reason why we raise our hands. We're receiving.
Yeah.
And it's so important to understand that it's not just because we're just being weird.
Yep, it's not. Just praising God. We're feeling the music, talking to God through music. I still got to work on the dancing part, but...
Do you find your moment being on NBC's The Voice as being a gift in the way of, okay, I need you to step free of the four walls of the church, but I need you to go out there and share your voice because everything that we share together, God and you, is going to have energy about it? I
do. Honestly, everything I do when it comes to singing, God is the center of it. So I still feel his presence. Honestly, the reason why I'm so comfortable on that stage is because of him. Before I go up, I pray, do whatever I have to do with my vocals, and then I sing. Even though I'm super nervous, I do pretty good, which I'm like, okay, what the heck? That's all God.
Do you think that's the reason why you say that when you're doing music, it's the softer side of you?
Yes, and I think that's the reason why I can really connect in with the music that I sing to, is because of, coming from a church and singing in a church.
And I mean, that right there is, to me, is the greatest display of all time. Because first of all, you get to collaborate with other people, other voices. What a gift there.
Yes, for the battles, are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about, still being in church, but even the battles, because did it not prepare you for the battles? Because I mean, you got to lean in on somebody else to make that song sound great. We as viewers, we don't see it as a battle. We hear it as a song.
Yes. Yes, honestly, for me, I didn't really see it as a battle either, being that Elizabeth and I made such a great bond that we made this song just sound like a duet.
Yep.
And we enjoyed every moment of it. We gave it our all on that stage. It was so much fun. And Elizabeth deserved that steal as well, because we both put the same amount of hard work in practicing and singing it. So it was such a great experience.
One of the things that you bring to the music is fantastic harmony. Do you get to master your own harmony when you're practicing, or do you have coaches that say, I need you to try it this way?
Elizabeth and I tried to master it on our own, but John helped us with perfecting it.
Mm-hmm.
There was the ending. I didn't really do the harmony at the ending, but John was like, do it up here. It'll sound a lot better. Just like give it. And I did, and it put the whole song together. I was like, wow.
Wow. You know what's really weird, Kaylee, is the fact that when I'm watching NBC's The Voice, there are two areas that are so important to me as a viewer and as a fan of music. It's the beginning of the song where I'm going, oh, wow. And the end of the song where I go, oh, wow. So to create that ending, like you just said, they're creating a gigantic cliffhanger for us to go, oh, wow.
Yes, and I feel like our voices really match as a duo, so it just sounded even more beautiful when we came in together.
Yeah, you know what we need to talk about? We need to talk about that you were once on the wrestling team. I'm inspired by that because when I got into Taekwondo and they said one of my first matches was going to be against a girl, I was like, "What are you talking about? I have to take on a girl?" And so I mean so how did you get onto the wrestling team, and what was that personally like?
Well, my dad was in the wrestling team when he was younger, and he'd always talk about it. And I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be my senior year, and I should try out for wrestling. But I've always been, I love those type of sports. I'm also in boxing. So I tried out for wrestling my senior year, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I got into the team. So we'd have practices every single day. And honestly, I loved it. It's a tough sport, but I loved it. I didn't have to go against any boys, though, for tournaments. I'd be so nervous. I'd be like, oh my
gosh. Yeah, but though, with especially with wrestling and boxing, it's that you've got to come up with a different breathing technique. Do you find yourself using that technique in singing?
Yes. I feel like diaphragmatic breathing is very important, and it saves a lot of energy. And on stage, your breathing changes because of how nervous you are.
Yep.
So I have to just control it, and diaphragmatic breathing is what helps me a lot.
You know what's so funny, Kaylee, is the fact that I never once have I felt like that you were nervous on that stage. You're good at hiding it.
Oh my gosh. You.
Before you go out there on that stage, in that moment, before you're introduced to us, the viewers, I can't imagine what zone you put your mind into.
Oh, yes. So when I go up that stage, I'm feeling really nervous. But once I start singing, I lock in. It's different. Like, I start feeling so comfortable on that stage. I'm like, there's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be worried about. But also there's this thing in the back of my mind. It's like, Kaylee, you better get through this song. You better do good. And I'm just like, I'm hyping myself up on the side like, Kaylee, you got this.
I've always heard about how you guys get to practice with the camera in front of you and you get to see what you look like on the camera. Is that kind of weird to see yourself on the in it's almost like a mirrored effect?
It is. It's like, oh my goodness, that's me. I'm still trying to wrap my head around me being on the show still. I'm like, what the heck?
How do your friends react to that back home?
My friends and family has been supporting me from the start of my journey of singing. So just seeing me on stage, they get teary-eyed because they're like, Kaylee, you worked so hard for this. It's finally happening. So they get very emotional, but they're so proud of me.
Wow. I mean, when I was a kid, to hear that Yvonne Elliman was from Hawaii, that was like, oh my God. Oh, she's such a superstar in my heart. I mean, are you the next step of a brand new generation of performers from Hawaii?
Yes, I really am pushing to be that, being that there's so much talented people in Hawaii. So, yeah, I'm trying to put Hawaii on the map, being on The Voice.
Yeah, because we don't get to do that because it's so easy to travel to a state here and go listen to their nightlife, but we don't get to go to Hawaii to listen to the nightlife there.
Yes. You would not believe how much talent is in Hawaii, how much hidden talent is in Hawaii. So I'm glad I get to put Hawaii's talent on a national show like this.
How did you audition being in Hawaii? Was it over a Zoom?
Yes, I had a virtual open call. And I guess they really liked my singing voice, and I got emailed like a week or two later.
It just occurred to me because that in the very beginning we talked about that it's 5 o'clock in Hawaii. Does that mean you're going to school here in a few hours?
No, actually, I'm 17, but I graduated in May this year.
Nice.
So sleeping a little bit.
Wow, that's a newfound freedom, isn't it? Where you don't have to wake up and go to school.
Yes.
Now you get to say, "Yeah, I'm Kaylee."
Yeah. See, I get to sleep in for a little. No, but I'm the oldest of 4 girls. That's including me, and they are going to school. So I usually drop them off, or my mom usually drops them off. So I'll be up in an hour.
What's it like being a big sister these days?
Oh my goodness. I love being a big sister. I love being to be a role model for them and someone they can look up to. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder how it feels to have an older sister, but I'm so glad to be that person for them.
I was wondering about that, to be because I'm a middle child. I'm that spoiled little guy, it being in the middle and stuff like that. So I don't have that feeling of what it's like to be up on top.
Yes, I love it. I love being the role model, and whenever they like feel some type of way or like going through something, they come to me.
Nice.
Which feels good. Feels good because I'm like, okay, I can be there for them.
Kaylee, I could totally see you doing a reality TV show, your family, and then with the music and stuff, and then you being the big sister and stuff. That would be such a great show to watch.
My sisters can sing too, so the music and the singing just runs in the family. So you can only imagine what goes on in the household when it comes to just singing and
Does everybody have the same musical taste? I mean, do you guys practice your harmonies at home?
Yes, me and the 15-year-old Natalie. She doesn't really like showing her singing and all that, but she plays the piano. Nice. So we just sing. And my parents just listen while we sing, so they get like a private little concert.
Oh my God, that's got to be a gift to your parents. I mean, I can't imagine what that experience is for them.
They love it. And the youngest one too is like really, really loving to sing. She's like, Kaylee, I want to be like you one day, and I'm gonna be on The Voice. I'm like, oh.
You putting it out there like that in the universe, I could be talking to her in a few years.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm so glad she wants to sing. She's good. I can see it. I can see her becoming a singing star. She calls me a superstar.
How did you jump into becoming a whistler?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me tell you, I could not do a whistle voice before. I wanted to do it for the song "Oh Holy Night" when I was like 9 years old. And I was so determined to get it down for that song. And I found it so cool. So my vocal teacher helped me a lot when it came to technique. And I was super consistent at that. And I expanded my range by practicing every day until I had to perform it at the age of 9, which was so crazy to me.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people whistle, but I'm sure they're not doing it right.
Yeah, I was not doing it right in the beginning either until I got the right proper technique. Um, yeah, so as the years went by, my technique got stronger and stronger, and I can do it easily now after I warm up my voice.
Now, do you do it? Do you get to do it as as a fun thing to do, like walking through a forest, or I mean, being there in Hawaii? I would walk around and whistle all dang day.
Yes, I just sing. I just sing. Me and my family just go hiking. We do whatever, like out in the outdoors. I do just sing.
Wow. What a beautiful
Whistling
heart.
with the birds. Just kidding.
Well, I've always believed that birds are jazz singers, and we're participating with their world.
No, right? I agree with you. I agree.
Where can people go to find out more about you, Kaylee, so they can read about you and to hear your music as well?
You can find me on my Instagram account. My handles are all the same for everything. Kaylee Shimizu _. So if you want to hear more, yes, you can go to my Instagram account. I have a lot of singing videos on there.
Nice.
And my knockouts might be airing this week, Monday or Tuesday. So watch out for me. I can't believe knockouts is already happening. That came by so fast.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm so blessed for this opportunity, and I'm so excited for people to hear.
When you drop new music, we've got to reconnect because, we live in a streaming world, and it's about reaching out to more than just radio stations, okay?
Okay.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So nice getting to talk to you. Have an amazing day.